Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming today. We are so happy that you're here. And we're so happy that you're here that we jumped on just a little bit early. And of course, I am Wisdom Seeker Joan, and this is my very special friend and guest, Juno of the JunoSphere. How are you doing today, Juno?
I'm doing great. All the better for seeing you today, Joan. By the time a month goes by, I'm really hankering. I'm like, I want to spend some time with Joan. So this is perfect. I will never get this figured out, this upside down and backwards thing. My brain
Yes,
will never catch on to doing
it's
this.
challenging. Hey, thank you, Joyful Journey and Butterfly Kisses Healing for being here, and Aquila B24. The Crone Zone's here. Thank you. And Teresa, thanks everybody for coming. Um, as you can see, we're taking messages from your questions about messages from angels and spirit guides and departed loved ones and pets and general readings. So feel free to put some questions in, and we'll get to those in just a minute. Oh, thanks, Ginny, for coming, and Carolyn. We appreciate all of you. So, Juno, give us the update. What's been happening with you lately?
Well, thanks to the generosity of all the wonderful people and that donated, and even energy wise, I can feel the energy that people are sending. I'm really grateful. And I got my new computer finally. I had one built specifically because the guy helped me and looked at all my options, and so I got it built and got it picked up. And now I'm learning a lot.
Mhm.
But it's so much easier on my eyes and on my back and everything. Because I have a big monitor, so I've been making a lot of short videos, and I'm working on I'm going to relaunch my channel in October, so I'm working on longer videos, kind of like I did last year with the October superstitions, but this is going to be a different topic, but you'll have to stay tuned to see what it is. But I'm having a lot of fun learning how to use music tracks and how to use little short videos, and working around all the copyright stuff and learning new programs. And there's a lot to do, and I still need to upgrade. I have to do a major upgrade to my internet service in order to do live streaming or teach classes, because my internet is not the one I have. It's
Uh,
not sufficient. So I have a ways to go. I'm still quite a ways from my GoFundMe goal, and I might lose my car if things like I need to
yeah,
things start to, abundance needs to start rolling on in. I just put it that way. From whatever source it comes, I welcome it.
that
And
sounds good.
so,
And
and I offer readings, and I'm also creating an art piece that I'm going to be raffling off. So watch that in the next couple of weeks. I'll be posting that, a different kind of crochet piece that I'm working on. So
that's cool.
all that kind of stuff.
And if anybody feels moved to do so, Juno's GoFundMe is in the description box below this video. And thank you everybody for supporting Juno either through a contribution or just sending energy her way. It's, as she says, all very appreciated.
Yes, very much so. And if I could just add one other thing, anybody who
Yes.
donates, no matter the amount, I'm giving a free 1 year Destiny card reading report that I will email to you. And if anybody has donated and has not heard back from me or received their card reading, email me at junosees@gmail.com, and we'll get it done. Because, you know, dancing as fast as I can to keep everything in the air, and sometimes you miss something, and I don't want anybody to fall through the cracks. It's not intentional. It's just learning a lot of new things, dancing a lot
Yeah.
of different tunes right now. So thank you for everybody. But it's a cool report. I think I sent Joan one a
Yes.
while ago.
It's pretty interesting. Yes. And thank you. Let's see. I want to say hi to Wiki, who's arrived. And yeah. Oh, and here we're Wiki and Teresa and Carolyn. I have your question starred. Viviani, thank you for being here. Great. And let's see, what's up with me?
No, it's
If I'm a little bit more discombobulated than usual, I just got back. I had lunch at a lovely place about an hour and a half from here with four friends, and we usually get together just once a summer and finally found a time to do it. And I said, I'd have to leave at a certain time to get back here. And so I'm a little bit like, but we made it. Everything's always working out, right? That's one of my,
and we
when
were
things,
early even. It was
yeah,
flowing well today.
when
That's
things
nice
get
that
started.
you can get reconnected with friends in person, and
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Um, when things get stressed, I always say, everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. And lo and behold, it did. Um, Great. Well, without further ado, let's jump in and see what we can find out for our lovely guests here today, starting with Wiki. Were my guides having a laugh with me with what I saw in the clouds Saturday? Oh, that's interesting. Let's do the reading, and then afterwards you have to tell us what you saw, if it's, suitable for audience, even an adult audience. Okay, Wiki. Might take a little longer on this first one.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. I'm deciding which deck to use. And I pick up a deck and it says, nope, not that one.
You go right ahead if you'd like to go first.
Yeah, just finishing shuffling and cutting the cards. Let's see, who did we get? Interesting. So, Wiki, for you, I have this deck that's by Susan Seddon Belay. She was an artist who did amazing. She had calendars, all kinds of artwork out, I think, in the 90s and early 2000s. And it's about the different goddesses. And I pulled for you Artemis, the archaic mistress of animals, probably dates back to the Paleolithic times. She's about all things that are wild and untamed and the hunt. She protects births, wonderful symbol of female independence, and reminds us of the value of solitude and the importance of wild, unprotected places. She shows us those frightening places that bring healing even through fear. So there she is. And I see this is coming through, this feels like a yes. Not that they were having a laugh with you, but I think that they're saying that you saw what you think you saw, and don't second guess the impulse that you are receiving a message. And if it's a funny message, all the better. There's a laugh in it, all the better. That's a good way to get your point across, is through humor. So be interesting
Definitely.
to see if this has to do with any kind of animals, what her story is.
So let's see. What I saw when I tuned in right away, my crown chakra just lit up. And then I started hearing that old song from the 60s, Spirit in the Sky.
Mm-hmm.
It's where
Norman
I'm
Greenbaum.
when I die. Yes. And then the Spirit of the Sky, crown chakra. Then I saw a treble clef sign, so that's the higher of the two, the two clefs. And then I saw the staff and was seeing like B and C way over middle C, and so it's like the ones that are above the 5 lines of the staff. So it's like, and then the treble clef, high C over C, and treble, and like trilling way up there. So I think it was all about things of high vibration, of raising your vibration in a fun way. And then I drew a card for you and got the Archangel Ariel, who says, connect with nature. But what's very hard to see because of my lighting here is she has this golden, it looks like a golden hawk coming down, and its talons are out, and it's just about to grab onto your shoulder. So she has all these, all this light and high vibration around her, but also encouraging you to connect with nature, and especially the hawk, which is often a messenger from above. That song was, Ellen says, I was on a boat. Oh, Wiki says, I was on a boat coming back from whale watching, and I looked up and to see which angel.
Oh, wow.
Well, interesting. I'm not sure about the witch, where that one came through.
Well, I can see my card as being more witchy than your card.
Yeah, definitely.
She was, you know what I mean? Even the way she looks. And I'm trying to take a peek here and see if there's any hawks on here. Some of these have animals kind of hidden in there. This one's more about shells. I don't see any specific animals, but.
And Ellen was saying that's a song from the 70s when I was in Catholic high school. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that one too. It had such a nice bass line to it.
I still play that every now and then. It's one of my go-to songs.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say that you saw what you think you saw up there. I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
What is it? It's interesting, the dynamic, 1 witch and 3 angels. I wonder, that's 13. That's kind of interesting. A lot of
Well, I'd
wisdom.
I say I'd say that they're definitely talking to you.
And if
Oh,
you mentioned the animal and the nature part too, I think that's, for both of us that came through.
oh, like a slot machine.
Yeah. Oh, I got it. Oh, how funny.
A winning combination. That's wonderful.
Winner, winner, witchy dinner. Was that what that would be instead of chicken dinner?
Very good. Hi, Sonia. Thanks for joining us.
That's a
Okay,
good
thanks,
story.
and
Thank
thank
you.
you, Wiki, for a good kickoff question there.
Yeah, that was fun.
Uh, let's see what else we can find for Teresa. Hadarian, questions about guides. What can I ask them to assist me with? And do they have limits? You can ask your guides just about anything, with help with everyday things, with help with a certain area of development. And I think you have guides that are with you, for your whole life, sort of like a birth angel, and then other ones who come in as you are learning lessons and you're onto a new area of study, so to speak. I was the a mentor that I went to said, "Oh, you've got a new guide," and I think his name is Frederick, and he's been helping me a little bit with reading, I think, and that's kind of new to me. So, and I love what Susan Lynn says too, that when you sit down to do something, you can kind of request specialists who come in just to help you with something. And I remember her saying she requested like an accountant to help her with taxes. And she said that was just the bane of her existence, and it would take weeks and weeks. And she said, "I swear, I had this guide come in with the little green visor and armband and everything, and her taxes were done in an afternoon." So let's see. The other part of the question is, do they have limits? Let me think about that. I will actually ask. Um, what I'm seeing is uh, like on a football field or some sort of athletic field, when a player comes off the field, they have a handshake and somebody hits, kind of slaps them on the back. Good job, good job. And then the fresh player goes in. So if there are limits, or it gave me the feeling that when, I came in and did what I was supposed to do on the field, and now like it's my turn to sit on the bench until I'm needed again, and somebody else comes in, or
Like a
else there's
rotation.
a rotation, and then also a handoff. Like um, if you're asking something of a guide that's kind of beyond their realm of influence for some reason, I also heard the word handoff, that they would hand off that request to the appropriate spirit in the sky, should be, to um,
Good
to
one.
keep that analogy going. But I get the idea that you don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to direct it to a specific guide or entity. You need to ask the question and make the request. And if you just make the request of spirit, um, whether that's going to go to a guide or your higher self or an angel or some other being, they'll kind of get that all figured out for them. So I would say no limits. Unless it's gonna be, harmful to someone else or not in line with
Yeah.
divine source energy, of course.
Yeah. But
What
that's a
about
whole
you,
different
Juno?
discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good point. Um, well, how I feel about that, I agree with what you said. And in my experience, I've learned that start out by asking with the little things, like you said, the little daily things. And then you can work up because you build this bond. You get the validation back and forth so that you trust that when you're talking to a guide, or however you want to term that, whoever you're bringing in, an angel or whatever, and then you can start to discern which ones you're working with. It just takes time to build up, and then you can ask for bigger things. It's just like people who win the lottery all of a sudden and don't have any idea how to handle money. It's too much. If you ask for the big things too soon before you were ready, like your frequency wouldn't be in alignment. You know what I'm trying to say? That start small, but keep at it. Keep it. The more you do it, it's just like exercising that spiritual muscle and getting that spiritual muscle memory. And I pulled one card, and it really interesting. It was the one of forces, the Akashic field. And I'll hold it up closer after I read about it. Sorry. This is so challenging. One of these days. It's the aurora borealis, like the Akashic field, flows with energy and brilliance as charged particles from sun interact with atoms in the Earth's atmosphere. All information, power, energy, and experiences vibrate within this realm of unending truth and possibility, and every bit of it can be yours. This is, I mean, it just amazes me how the cards just answer the question. One card, and it says, amazing opportunities abound now. Increase and accelerate the experience by opening the doors to the Akashic records. Engage with conscious focus. Write down intentions and ask for inspiration. Meditate on Akashic field and visualize goals. The universe is ready and willing to align with your heartfelt desires, and now is the time to make them happen. So I don't think that needs a lot of interpretation.
Yeah, that's pretty much right on. Very, very good.
Isn't that beautiful? The colors in that card, I just love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I hope that's helpful, Teresa.
And she said, great, thank you very much. Wonderful.
Awesome.
Oh, and the thought came to me, you can start with asking for parking places. I'd kind of forgotten about that, and I started asking again, and it's like, oh yes, crowded day on a Sunday at, a big box store. And a funny thing, one will just open up for you. Yes.
Another thing I ask for before I even put my feet on the floor in the morning is a happy surprise from the guides. And it might be the parking space, or it might be, whatever, some little gift that maybe a bird you haven't heard in a long time, all of a sudden it's outside your window or anything like that. And they never fail me. They always but I always say happy. Don't just say surprise, because an overflowing toilet is a surprise.
Yes. You have to be very specific.
A happy surprise, or however you want to term it, that suits your needs.
Oh, and Sonia was saying, when we're talking about songs, Higher Love, that's a wonderful one too. Bring me up. Okay, Joan's not going to be singing. Wonderful. We want people to listen to this channel. Okay. Now, questions about guide. We already done that one. Excuse me for talking my way through. Okay, next up is Carolyn Adams. I'm kind of drained of energy, so let's see what we can find out for Carolyn and see what's happening here.
I'm using my Spirit Animal Oracle deck for this. Okay. Okay.
Spirit is reminding me of a walk I took last fall, and I was feeling sad because all the beautiful leaves and all of everything were going away, but I was kind of tuning into the trees, and they were like, we're exhausted. We need the rest. Yeah. And so they're linking that to you, that this feeling tired is like, you just need a period of, it's like an enforced way, like the change of season. So the trees can finally have a rest, to just have a little bit of downtime. But then I also saw you going by a creek or a river, and I saw you putting your feet in it, and like not just dangling your toes in there, but getting your feet down and covered up in the sand or the mud at the bottom. And then I also saw you just outside picking weeds out of the or out of the lawn or out of pots of plants or something, to kind of get yourself grounded in Gaia. And that's going to help, so number one, you're tired and out of energy because you just need to take a rest. So take care of yourself, and then also do some earthing, go to water or to, just out on the earth and the ground, and that will help clear yourself of that and rejuvenate yourself. How about you? What did you get, Juno?
Well, I think, Carolyn, obviously, if she's in our community, she's very sensitive and everything is, it's like we're in a whirlwind, every minute of every day. And it's just natural that you're going to feel drained of energy. And there's been so much going on astrologically with all the different planets, and now Mercury's
Yeah.
retrograde, and Joan says the change of seasons. And also, it's been like the hottest summer, and no matter where you lived, you've been affected by that. So it's interesting that the card I pulled went along with Joan said. I got card 53, Seahorse Spirit. It says watch and wait. So there again is that, time for rest. And if you're feeling drained of energy, that's spirit saying it's time for you to, chill out. And sometimes we do the most work when we're not as active, just allowing spirit to fill in the blanks. But another thing that this card says is be neutral and gain perspective, and not my circus, not my monkeys. So to me, that's also like, tune out the news or whatever it is that's yada yada yada, because it wears on you. And put on frequencies that soothe you. Or even, I don't know if you were on, you know how you hear things, you don't remember where you heard it and who was there, but some people say to use white noise in the background, but now there's something called pink noise, which is much softer, but it gives that, maybe it's, be conscious of what you're taking in on that level. Auditorial is what I'm hearing, that it can be very draining. It's like when they're doing construction outside and it's a constant beep, 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 it goes on all day long, and it's just so draining because I think, we're geared that noise makes us on alert, right? So think about the things, something about going on with what you're hearing, whether it's news kind of things or just sounds, and do what you can to mitigate those as the train goes by right now. Woo-woo.
And luckily, all summer long, they have been sandblasting the church across the street.
Oh,
So
you're kidding.
yeah, that's been
Oh,
interesting.
so you know what that is. That, yeah.
Yes, it's always you kind of get used to it, but still it's annoying
But
and
but there's some
it has an
level of
effect.
your consciousness that feels it. I think it wears on you, whether you think about it consciously or not. It still has an effect, at least for me.
Definitely.
I hope that helps, Carolyn.
Yeah. And hey, Lady Silver, and no apologies necessary for showing up late. Thank you for being here. And I like that Laura Hensinger's called that rock star parking
Yes,
where
yes,
you can just drive
definitely,
in like, yes, you were
definitely.
saving that just for me. Um, okay. I think the political
Yeah,
news has a lot to do with it.
yeah.
Boy,
Well,
yeah.
it's political, the climate, fine everything. We're just, everything is unknown. It always was unknown, but it's just at a higher level of unknown. You know, going faster and faster.
Yeah.
So so
Oh,
that,
and the
when I
climate.
feel that way, what I do is like what Joan says, I really get into the grounding. And if I can calm myself down and get centered, then I know I'm spreading that energy out rather than adding to the anxiety energy that's going on. Sometimes
Yeah.
that's all I can do is just be as quiet as possible,
And water helps too. If
Mhm.
you can't go swimming or put your feet in a creek, just take a shower. And one of my early mentors used to say, just wash the floor. Even
Yeah.
even a sponge mop in the kitchen floor, that kind of water will help change the vibration too.
Or put
That's
on another thing like a binaural beats or whatever that's water. So you're hearing water, maybe that
yeah,
can drown out the other. Um, yeah,
yeah. There's all kinds of
good idea.
I need to do the washing the floor one if if not just for the dirt, for other things too. Okay, let's move on to LNR, who's requesting a general reading.
Something else that I've learned to do is if something happens good, and I know I still have a list of other things that may not, I don't know how they're going to be to deal with. If something happens good, I allow myself to savor that good feeling for a while. I don't jump right into, okay, now I got to make the next phone call because it's on my list. I let myself feel what it's like to be in that good space rather than, okay, let's do the next thing. So maybe that's helpful.
Yeah. So when I tuned in, the first thing I saw was sort of a cartoonish picture of a lamb. I don't know why a lamb, but it was running, 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 like his feet were going out. I can't mimic it, but it was this lamb that it's kind of like goats where they're sort of made of springs and their legs are just bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. So it's this feeling of newness and freshness and um, innocence. Or so the message initially seemed to be face life, enter and enter whatever it is that you're dealing with a clean slate, like a newborn lamb, and then as you so don't bring past judgments or prejudices or knowledge or whatever to it. Well, yes, knowledge, but not the judgments that come with that. But then when you see something that or experience something that makes you uh, think that no, this isn't as happy-go-lucky as I thought it was going to be, or as I am bringing to this situation, then stop. Because then I saw the lamb do like they do in cartoons, where it was it stopped and it dug its it dug its little black hooves in, and there was dust flying up, because all four hooves were digging in and saying, "Nope, I'm only going so far. I'll trip, trip, trip through life happily with my head in the clouds and thinking well of everyone." But then something happened that just made you no. There's a boundary here. I'm going to stop there. And then I haven't drawn a card for you yet. Let's see what that says. Yeah, it just said raise your vibration, but I'm going to add to that, and that can be like the newborn lamb, but uh, keep at least 1 foot on the ground. Keep grounded in it too, because we do need to live in this world. So yeah, I hope that that's somewhat helpful. Juno, what do you get?
Those little lambs and little goats, how they can jump around like they're on springs, it just amazes me. Their legs don't look that like they're made for that, you know?
Yeah.
Incredible. I pulled for Ellen, I pulled card 41, the Nightingale Spirit, and it says love is all around. And it's funny, before we came on, I was just telling Joan that she's my Mary Tyler Moore, because I've been watching those old shows, and she's got that energy. And that was the name of her song, was Love is All
Oh,
Around.
that's right. Yeah.
Right. So and he or she is sitting on a gramophone there. And nightingales have like the most beautiful song. I've never heard one in person because they don't live here. They live in, where is it, like the Middle East, I think, and maybe in parts of Africa. I'm not exactly sure, but they're like supposed to have just the most beautiful sound. So here we're back to sound again. So I'm hearing, all of us. I think this is a message for all of us to practice some good sound healing things. Take some time out from the yakety yak that's going on and put on something soothing. There's so many choices out there. We're spoiled for all the choices we have, things you want to listen to. And the nightingale is also the harbinger of dawn, and it says illumination will happen soon. So if there's something that you're wondering about, or maybe on a bigger level or a smaller level, I think you're going to get some answers soon. But enjoy the music in the meantime, and maybe, I know I've gone online and looked for like the sounds of an actual nightingale singing, and it is really lovely to listen to. So that might be a place to start.
Beautiful.
That's what I have. I hope it helps.
Let's see. We've been, Viviani is saying, unfortunately, I get to hear two neighbors that are in love with their leaf blowers.
No.
That's not one of the, that's like
Yeah.
not the best. But so she has been listening to green noise.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
I remember ages ago, I was in like a cube farm with, huge numbers of people working around me. So I had to have,
I love it.
I had to have some noise to, just to kind of dull it out. And I found some website. I don't think it's there anymore. So, but I'm sure there's something like it, that it had all different kinds of ambient noise. And then it had like the pink noise and the green noise and all of that. But then you could mix and match it. So you could have a little bit of the HVAC system at the library and add that to spring showers. And so it was, I spent way too much time finding the right noise for blocking out my cube mates.
Oh, that's
And
perfect though. I love
yeah,
it.
And Ellen said she will Google the Nightingale song. Wonderful. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is just a carryover from talking with my girlfriends today. I just want to talk to everybody. Uh, I was a folk DJ years ago and don't listen to too much current stuff, but I love Saltwater by Ed Sheeran. Water. Wonderful. So I
I
will look
haven't
that
heard
up
of
too.
that one.
I don't
I
listen
know
to,
who he is, but I don't. I'm like her. I don't listen to the.
I
You
know
know.
it. I'm really,
Wow.
I can hardly do crosswords anymore because I don't have, uh, I don't, okay, whoops. Okay, Joan, quit talking and get to work.
Oh.
Now let's okay, Viviani, let's do this. If my guy, I'm curious to know from my guides if the song by Blondie I heard while driving was a message to me. Well, I think that's a yes, but let's get a confirmation. Okay.
Get out my angel cards.
Well, let's just ask this way. Okay, is my name Joan? All right. Was the song Viviani heard while driving a message from her guides? I'm getting a yes with that. Does she understand what it's about? Is there more to the message? Oh, okay. Can you elaborate on the message for us? When I tuned in after asking for an elaboration on the message, you know how Gerald from Tarot Stash has that fan that he
Yeah.
whips out? That's what happened. It wasn't as quick as that, but it was this fan that came out, and it fanned out like a peacock's tail, and then you were fanning yourself with it, and it was a little more. It wasn't as stiff as his. It was more fluid. So I don't know if it's something about movement, something about air, something about flexibility, um, changing the vibration, changing the temperature, taking control. It's in your hands. See what you can make of that. What did you get, Juno?
I'm sitting here going through all the different Blondie songs, trying to figure out what it is. It's interesting. This is the Illumination of the Angels deck, which is pretty cool. And I pulled the Eight of Pentacles, and it's a woman here, and it's like those pentacles are made of. I think it's bobbin lace is what she's making there, and so they're very intricate pentacles, and it says that there's. I'm trying to. Okay, down in this corner, there's a little angel. Can you see him right there? I'll pull a card up. So this angel is helping her hands remain healthy and nimble. So you know how as we get, I know I have that. I can't do the things. I don't have the same dexterity that I used to have. And it says this points out to an unexpected side effect of attaining expertise. The same muscles, body, and mind are used over and over, reaching a personal level of expertise, doing the best you can possibly do. And the message is find your work, practice the work, embrace the work, and just do your work. Sorry, looking in two different directions. So
Let us
I'm
know.
curious to what the song is, but it's just like whatever you're doing, keep doing. Like you're weaving your future. There is what she's doing. Those pentacles are up above her head. She's proud of them. She's displaying them. So just nose to the grindstone, keep doing your work, and you're going to get through the situation you're in with a positive. You're going to be surprised at how much you've done. You'll see the fruits of all the labor that you've done and the attention to detail that you've put into it.
Wonderful. I like that. And I want to say hi to Rossi and Linda Sandoval, Samantha, and okay. And Viviani said, thank you, Joan and Juno. I understand the message. Good.
So what's the song? We want to know. You got to tell us the song, Bibiani. There's Rapture. Remember that song? Rapture. I can't sing. You guys will run away screaming.
Well, you can, anyhow.
Yeah.
Great. Whatever. So let's read for Ginny. 3 times now I have had a vision of a golden lab mix, a happy dog. But who is this dog and what does it want? Interesting. Okay. This is my earthly idea. I'm setting that aside and we're going to ask spirit. Because right away I think, oh, they want you to get a dog.
You must be psychic, Joan.
Well, that's kind of what I would want, but leave Joan out of this. This is about Ginny and the dog vision. I heard this is a representation of the unconditional love that is there for you. Uh, and it's kind of like the song "Love Is All Around," and it's up to you whether in what in what form, in what physical form you want to manifest that in. I mean, what could be more unconditional love than a darling little puppy? So that energy is all around you, and it's kind of saying that okay, love is all around. So if you want, if you want a puppy, you kind of dream it, believe it, manifest it. If you want to take that energy and manifest and bring it into your life in a different way, um, put your thoughts on that. I think that this is pretty much let's see, I'm going to try this one. Huh, I got the world. It might be the end of some cycle and the start of something new, just like a puppy. Well, you didn't even say it was a puppy. You said it was a dog, but it's something new. Like, congratulations, good work, good dog, good dog. You've done a good job with this cycle of lessons so far, and you're about to start something new. Um, so it's you're at kind of a crossroads where we can manifest things at any time, but because you seem to be at the end of this cycle and you're getting a pat on the back, that this is a message to kind of put in your order and see what, how there's a greater propensity, the energy is there for you to manifest what you want in this next, kind of like a next school year or whatever, the next spiritual semester for you.
Very
How about,
good. Well,
how
I
about
went
you?
back to my animal deck, and even though this deck does have a dog in it, I pulled wolf. So, there's two cards in this whole deck that would pertain to this, and we got one of them. Card 67, Wolf Spirit, says turn knowledge into wisdom. And also says secrets held, excuse me, secrets held in the deep enchanted forest. Be loyal to your dreams, your soul. Be still and know that the sound of your heart beats in harmony with the whole world. You are truly in alignment with your destiny. So, if you want a dog that's there for you, but I also would say if you don't want to actually have a physical animal and you have to feed it and walk it and all the other good stuff, you've got that spirit around you, and also in the wild version with the wolf. So, and wolves, dogs, they're very faithful and loyal and unconditional love kind of thing. So, um, as much as you can, surround yourself with those kind of thoughts and vibrations, and that will just bring more of it.
Beautiful. I hope that is helpful to you. And next up we have Ellen Desmangalis, who's asking for a message. Okay. Um, Ellen, when I tuned into you, my third chakra lit up. And to me, that is about intuition. It's that gut feeling. And yes, it's your intelligence and your mind and everything too. But I see it as intuition because they say that your higher self is connected by a silver cord at your third chakra, the solar plexus chakra. So your higher self is getting in touch with you, and it's also about self confidence. So um, think about that. If you are getting kind of a gut feeling or an intuitive feeling, act on it with self confidence because then it starts to move up into your heart. And so it's the idea of recognizing, acting on, and putting love behind your intuition because that's kind of the urging of your higher self. Let's see if I can get any more clarity on this. Oh, and the angel card I got for you says to prioritize play and pleasure. And that's interesting because there's a lot of yellow, which is solar plexus chakra, and some pink, which is some interpretations of the heart chakra too. So I think they're kind of saying, trust your gut and go out and have fun. And that'll lead to good things.
Good messages, Joan. And I pulled, and we're getting into that time of year where we're starting to think of holidays. I got card 61, Turkey Spirit, and it says, give with gratitude and grace. And I think that this is the time of year when we start focusing on how we can, you start thinking about gift giving and getting together with family and all that kind of stuff. And Turkey also says, celebrate abundance by giving to others and give freely without expectation. And I know a lot of people say that fear is false evidence appearing real. And it occurred to me one day, a lot of times it's false expectations appearing real. You get built up in your head, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, doesn't happen. So put out positive expectations, and include yourself in that giving, and the other part of giving is allowing yourself to receive that completes that circuit. So and I think that this is also an indicator that's a pretty happy turkey. I think you're going to have a nice holiday season.
Wonderful. And Ellen said, okay, thanks. And let's see, Ginny was saying, the good job is the key. Reverse training, as it were. I saw it during meditations, a new thing for me. It actually got in my face and nudged me.
Oh.
So that. Okay, let us move on to Sonia. Can I get a general message? Most definitely. Oh, and Ginny said, it just occurred to me, my guide dog. There you go. Perfect. It takes a
That's
village to get
perfect.
the whole message.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of ways to look at guide. It can be a literal, seeing eye dog, and it can be a spiritual dog. It can be a lot of things. That's a great insight. I love it.
Perfect. We're just here to facilitate.
That's right.
Okay, now let's go back to Sonia. If you want to go first on this one, go right ahead.
I'm still shuffling.
Okay. Let's see. I'm seeing kind of a news cycle for you too, Sonia. When I tuned in, I saw this big red heart, and then I saw an arrow going through, not the middle of it. It was coming from behind and going through the right-hand corner of it. And then it became a needle that was sewing up a wound there. So I don't know if someone, didn't, it wasn't like a fatal, straight through the middle of your heart, but something might have happened that kind of hurt your heart. And so they're taking some time to kind of heal that up. And then I saw it all glowing. Everything's all healed, and you're just kind of glowing from it. And I drew a card from you, and it's the Ace of Wands, which is a new beginning. And you can see there's new little leaves coming off of there, new growth. It's a new, kind of like the World card. It's the start of something new. But Spirit, is there anything else about this that Sonia should know? It may not have been the, kind of the bring you to your knees kind of piercing of the heart. That they're telling me more, it was more like battle scars. Like as we go through life, everybody goes through things that maybe aren't all that pleasant to go through, but it's that wisdom that you gain by going through difficult things. And that's what the earth realm is all about. It's earth school, and we learn our lessons, and they make us stronger and more compassionate and more able to move forward. So I'm getting the idea that you may have been going through or completing one of these cycles, but they're saying that they're there to help, put on the bandages and sew up the scars and shine you up just bright as new and set you on your way on a new path. So I hope that makes sense and that you can dust yourself off and feel good about moving forward. Cool. What did you get, Juno?
Well, in that card you pulled too, the Ace of Wands, that's that hand coming out of the clouds. Maybe there will be some help coming from an unknown source for you too. And I pulled the One of Keys. This is the Akashic Tarot, and the card is the Architect. So I don't know if you are an architect or know somebody who is, or if this is something that's important to you or you're about in building. It can be about like redecorating your home or office, renovating, doing any of that kind of work. And it's also a time to step in a position of power. And to do that, you must recognize your talents and strengths and authority to take charge. So it's a time for you to step up. And this goes along with what Joan's card was saying. This new opportunity is coming. So like one of the previous readings, we got to kind of like laid back and relax, and it's not the time to be active. But for you, we're getting a different message here. You're at the beginning of something, and some kind of building is going on. You can look at that in a lot of different ways. And they're not building the pyramid here. They're building a lot of those different those giant statues and stuff in Egypt, or what the different kings is what they're doing. So I don't know if you've got any kind of an Egyptian connection or an interest in ancient Egypt, and that might be also something you might want to look at. Maybe you want to investigate past lifetimes during this period, and maybe that will give you, it says the One of Keys, so that might give you the key to something that you're, working through or trying to figure out or wanting to manifest. That's what I got.
Keys always makes me think of that. I think it's a affirmation from Unity Church. It's the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. So,
nice.
Yeah, Spirit wants us to be happy and thrive. Mm-hmm. I hope that works out. Let us know. Okay, and here's Joyful Journey asking, will she be offered the job she interviewed for today? Okay, let's see. Okay, Spirit. Joyful Journey interviewed for a job that she really wants today. Is this job hers? I'm getting a very faint yes. Why is this so faint? Is it going to take a while? Is is are they going to offer it to someone else first? No. Is she going to like this job? Will she be in this job by the middle of September? Will she be in this job by the end of September? Yes. I'm sorry. This is the yes direction. I should have made that clear. So there you see it. I'm there. It might take a while for the decision and the okay. Will Joyful Journey be offered a fair, an acceptable package, benefits, wage and benefits package? Is this something that she's going to need to negotiate before accepting? No. Will it be fair? And will this job be in her best interest? Okay. I'm seeing, yeah, they'll probably offer it by the middle of September and you'll be actually on the job by the end of September is what I'm getting. Let's see. I'm going to ask these cards to confirm. Okay. Is Sonia going to be offered this job? Huh. I'm pulling all aces today, Juno. Ace of Pentacles.
I'm not playing poker with you.
And I love this one, that it's the Ace of Pentacles, the money coming out of the cloud, and all these little Easter lilies, white lilies blooming, something new and fresh going through this door into this new garden. I think that's a pretty positive card for your situation. Tell us all about it. Please let us know.
Cool. Well, for Joyful Journey, I pulled the Two of Forces from the Akashic Tarot, and it's the willow. Of course, when you think of the willow, the willow bends, it's flexible, it can go with the flow, bends with the breeze, and it doesn't break. And it says the willow tree is strong and flexible, and so are you. And it spreads roots deep and wide, creating a strong foundation capable of standing up to anything. Time to stand tall and feel support of the earth beneath your feet. A time of calm, enjoy peaceful energy. Time of power. So, the input that I got when you were reading also was that she may be offered this job, but that may not be the one she wants to take, possibly. Maybe there's something even better out there. And I kind of get from this card, like, be flexible, and it talked about spreading your roots out and look for a foundation. Like it might be a stepping stone to a better job, but I'm kind of getting the feeling, not saying might be offered to you, but maybe it's not the best choice. It might be the best choice, but I keep my options open and look.
What was the sentence or the phrase about power that was kind of toward the end of what you were reading?
It says a time of power perfect for reinforcing your foundation in your work, family, or spirit, and in depth of belief in yourself. Peaceful strength drawn from waters of your soul, extending through all eternity.
Yes,
So,
and
it's like she's in the driver's seat of whether she wants that job or not, kind of thing,
And I was just going to point out that I think you said the word power just as the train came through to emphasize that. Yes,
I got to throw my bag
you
of
got
love on the
power. Yeah, so there's definitely power in this. So I think that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, it looks positive. I think you have more higher standing in this situation. You're look at it from a higher perspective. Not feeling like needy and defensive and do I have it, think, okay, I have this and maybe there's something better, and if that's the case, it'll come along when it's supposed to.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good thing. And hi, Jay, and thank you. You got the train message too. I think that was perfect.
Hey, Jay.
And that was our last question. Hey, if anybody else has a question, we've got quite a bit of time left. Or hold it. What time did we start?
2:30 my time. We got 5 more minutes. We could do a card for the collective too, if you wanted. If nobody else has a question.
Let's do that. Let me just see. Okay, today. What day is today? It's Wednesday, right?
Yes.
I'm going to just ask for the collective, a message for the collective for the rest of this week. And if you want to go first, that's just fine. What I'm getting is it's kind of just what we were talking about. I saw, I forget exactly what the very first one was, but then I started seeing all the aces from the tarot deck, the Ace of Wands, the Ace, all the hands coming out of the clouds with everything from cups, with all the different in all areas of our life. This is a period, and then I saw the World card. It's a time for a new start, a new beginning. The old ways are slowly being shaken off, and it's the beginning of the beginning of the beginning, as they say, and that's a good thing. New energy coming in, new season, new astrological stuff. It's been quite a bumpy ride, but I think we're getting now. I'm seeing footprints like moving in the right direction, and that's this week and continuing on for quite some time. So no matter how difficult and jaw dropping some of the news and everything else is, from natural disasters to political shenanigans and wars and everything else, just know that beneath it, uh, things are changing beneath our feet and starting to move in the right direction. That's pretty positive. How
Well,
about you?
that's
What are
good
you doing?
news. Love that message, Joan. And it goes right along. I went back to the Spirit Animal Oracle and I pulled card 29, Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture, which is just exactly what you're saying, get beyond that ground level thinking. It says stretch your neck, broaden your view, open your eyes, look beyond eye level. Not everything is obvious. And keep in mind all this drama that's going on. I mean, not so much the climate change, but the man, not that that's not man involved, but I mean, like the politics and all this other drama. The whole point is to keep us distracted, to keep our focus, keep us off balance. And our job, especially those of us in this community, is to stay grounded and, keep looking above uh, that ground level, foggy stuff that's trying to keep our energy distracted and not being used the best way that we can use it. So, and giraffes are so graceful,
Aren't they wonderful?
it's amazing. And they're so unique the way they move when they walk and how their neck and everything. So, and also don't be afraid to stretch your neck out. Do something, we've kind of been so cloistered in for so long. Go out and do something, within reason, take a risk that's, you know, not too daring, but enough that's going to make you feel like, okay, I'm still alive. I can still do this, because I can see the bigger picture and I know Spirit's got my back.
That's great. Thank you. Oh, and here's Starfish, HHI, who will be reading with me on Tuesday, 1 o'clock Central. So 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 Central, noon Mountain, 11 o'clock Pacific on, let's see, on Tuesday, next Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
And Carolyn is saying thank you and teasing me about my Minnesota accent. Sorry, I can't help it.
And I'll
The
be
most
on with Sherry on Sunday in the afternoon. I think it's 1:30 Pacific. We do that every other week. Sherry Voices from the Swamp.
lovely.
That's coming up. And I just want to thank everybody, for being here. And, without you, we wouldn't have anything to do. We'd just be pulling cards for each other. So we're really grateful to all the viewers and the people who watch us later and give us thumbs up. And it's really helpful. We appreciate you
Yeah.
all so much.
And I'm just going to put a pitch out there for if you haven't, to certainly join Juno's channel and consider donating to her GoFundMe. And if you haven't, I'd love for you to join my channel as a subscriber. It doesn't cost anything. And tomorrow night, I'm going to be reading on Allie's channel for the Meet the Mediums program in the afternoon. And then next week's a full week. Terry Suzuki and Sun Psychic Jean and I are reading together on Monday afternoon at 3:30 Central. And then Starfish and I are doing our program on reincarnation and past lives on Tuesday, as I mentioned. Wednesday, Thayer is back from a big vacation in England and doing all kinds of other stuff. So she and I are reading together on Wednesday, 4:30 Central, and then on next Saturday, or Saturday the 16th, Scott Scorpio Sun and I will be reading at 1 Central.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's
Your
on his.
dance card is full, Joan.
Yeah, there have been all kinds of things. Anyhow, I am very, very happy to have you here, all of you, and we just wish you the very best for the rest of the day and for the week to come. And Juno, will you come back next month?
Oh, I don't know. Really? You're going to put me through this again? No, of course I would love to be here. This is such an honor. Anytime, Joan. Anytime.
That sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Bye now.
Bye, guys. Appreciate y'all.